One in four children in the UK is currently overweight. Around the world, the rate of obesity is alarming. Obesity can affect life chances by between 3 to 10 years, according to research. It can affect children's mental health, confidence, self esteem, and it linked to cardiovascular diseases such as type 2 diabetes, heart attack, and stroke. Studies have shown that by getting children involved in sports such as athletics from a young age can reduce the risk of type 2 diseases and obesity and improve children's health and mental health. Today in the studio, we've got someone who is passionate, dedicated, and committed to this cause, trying to do everything to improve children's mental health and general health. Without wasting your time, can you please introduce yourself to my audience?
Yeah, so I'm Charlotte. I've been doing athletics for nearly 20 years. Started when I was 9 years of age, been doing it competitively from then. Started coaching at 16 and opened my own business at 25. So yeah, it's been going for 5 years now.
Charlotte, thank you for coming to speak to us at the Launch Club. It's a pleasure. So you started your business 5 years ago.
Yep.
What is the name of your athletics company?
That's Fundamental Fitness and Athletics.
Good. So were your parents, were they into athletics or sport when you were growing up?
They're into lots of different sports, especially my dad. My dad played a lot of different racket sports. Neither of them particularly did athletics. It was just from a primary school recommendation that I should go to the local club and try it out. So I tried it from there and then stuck with athletics from pretty much that point onwards.
I understand that you became a coach at the young age of 16. Mm-hmm. How did that happen?
So I was competing that year. I'd kind of finished, I'd gone to nationals, done all that stuff. And before the following season started, I got injured. I ripped 3 of the tendons in my foot. I couldn't train, so I was still just at the track because that's where all my social side of things was. So from there, I just started helping out with the coaching. I took my assistant's license just so I could still be involved with it whilst I was out. And then I enjoyed it, I stuck with it. So from 18, I took the next level of license from there and then just carried on.
What is the benefit of what you do to children? Health.
So children will become much better, like physically, mentally, they focus, the attention span there. We find a lot of them, like not only do they go on to be good at sports, but they develop much better in school. It helps them have the focus in the mind, like the grades you'll find will come up and the attention is there, the behavior improves. They just learn all around, the features there of how to be better humans.
If you have a parent who's watching us now who's thinking, well, I think Charlotte, she's persuaded me, but I'm still undecided, what would be your advice for them?
Yeah, come along, try the session out. Our first session's a free taster anyway. So come down, give it a try, see if your child likes it, see if they can engage with it, if they like the coaches, the style of sport that we coach, and then decide from there.
Which area do you cover?
So we're in the Reading area. Our main sessions are at Palmer Park in Reading, Willink in Burfield, and in Little Heath in Tilehurst. One-to-one sessions, we travel anywhere. And if you've got a group of children that are interested in doing it, we can come to you, put a group session on there. And we go into some schools as well, primaries, secondaries, so after school clubs, before school clubs, like helping with like specific things. So if you're doing GCSEs, we go and do like a sprint session. We can come in, help with your sports days. So yeah, quite broad on where we would cover.
Good, quick appeal. At Launch Club, for us, it's about progress and opportunities. However, we realize that you will not be able to fulfill your potential, achieve economic development and progress in your life if you do not have a good health. So it takes a lot of effort and sacrifice to do what we're doing because we're committed to making sure that we contribute our own quota to improving the outcome of people from marginalized community. What we're asking you to do to support us is to share our video, like the video, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook. Thank you so much to everyone that has been supporting us. We appreciate your support. So Charlotte, what age group do you work with?
So anything from 4 years of age upwards. So all the way through to teenagers, and then from there we would pass them into Reading Athletics, and they would go into adults from that section.
So is your program, is it linked to Reading Athletics?
So we're basically the junior section of those.
Okay.
So from 4 to 11, you would be in the under 11 category. So we would train them, we would develop them. Those that want to go on to do competitive athletics would then represent Reading and continue the training between us and between Reading. The coaches are the same anyway, so coaches that coach for me also coach with Reading, they all compete there as well. So all my coaches are competitive athletes, so everyone is still in the field of it. And those that don't want to compete, more than welcome to just keep training. Like from a social perspective, they just come down, they do their fitness, enjoy it, see their friends, and then there's no pressure on that side either.
Can you describe to someone who doesn't understand what they will be expecting if they bring their children to your athletics club, from when they arrive, when the session start? Can you just give us a brief description of what the kids, what they will be doing?
So each session is an hour long. They'll turn up, we'll sign them in. Once everyone's there, we'll do a brief warm-up. So that's going to get the heart rate up, do all the dynamic stretching, all the drills. That would be dependent on what activity we're doing that day. We'd make the drills a little bit specific to that. We'd split the main bulk of the session in half, so one track, one field. So half the session would be running based, so maybe endurance, maybe speed, agility, fitness, hurdles. The second half would be the field-based athletes. So that would be throwing, jumping, maybe high jump, long jump, shot put, discus, as well as your general conditioning, so resistance bands, medicine balls, body weight exercises, building the core, that kind of thing. And then they would finish off with some stretching, flexibility, core, and then a time to reflect. So what they've learned in that session, what they're going to take away from it, what they'd like to see in the next session. We try to let the children be as involved as we can. So if there's a specific event they want to try or something they want to do next session, we try as much as possible to build that in.
So for all this, how much does it cost?
So it's £25 a month. We'll get you one session a week. If you've got an additional child or you want an additional session, it's an extra £20 a month. If you don't want to commit to a monthly, then £7 a time. Once you click on the website, do the drop-in, and you can just pay as you go.
So for £21 a month or £7 a section, you could be reducing your child's chances of developing type 2 diabetes, heart attack later in life, stroke, giving them the opportunity to develop social skills, emotional development, communication, socialize with their peers, and develop transferable life skills. So I think that is quite cheap considering what you're getting out of it. Charlotte, so there is a pathway from your training to Reading Athletics, and you were telling me before that there's one of the young person that used to access your athletics club is now representing England in World Championship.
Yeah, she's throwing for Great Britain this week in the hammer throw, and there's a few others as well that have come up through it. And Reading's quite a successful club. There's one of the young lads has been out at the under 20 Euros for decathlon. He's a British record holder for decathlon. And there's others that are representing in sprint races, endurance races. There's a couple of different countries in there as well. So you can literally go all the way from the social athlete right the way through into a competitive club, Premier League, right the way up to national and international if that's something your child would want to do.
Which area do you mainly cover?
All of the Reading area, Reading,
Okay.
Berkshire area.
Okay. So for anyone watching this podcast, if you live in the Berkshire Reading area, you are looking for athletics club for your children between the age of 4 to 15.
Yeah, 15, 16.
Yeah. So I'm going to leave Charlotte's contact details at the bottom of this video so you can contact Charlotte. Firsthand, I have experienced this myself. My two daughters, since they started accessing Charlotte's athletics club, I've seen improvement in their confidence, their self-esteem, their communication, even their mental health, their social and emotional development. I've seen improvement. This is why I invited Charlotte to come and speak to us, because I think that is something that we need in our community to improve their children's health and general well-being. Charlotte, I want to give you 30 seconds to speak directly to those who are undecided that given the current cost of living crisis, why they are not convinced that it's money well spent, spending money on athletes. I want to speak directly to them. 30 seconds start.
Yeah, I'd say, well, first session is free, so you've literally got nothing to lose. There's no investment in the first one. You've just got to turn up and put your time. And going forwards from there, your children has to be the main investment of your money and your time. So anything you can put there to make them healthier, more successful, whether it's academically, whether it's physically, if it's athletics, whether it's a different sport, whether it's just their general health, I think any money you can invest in a child has got to be well spent.
Good. And the last thing I want to say is that if you get children start early, the chances of them remaining in that sport or maintaining a healthy living, it's very, very high because they understand from a very young age the importance of exercise to their general well-being. Charlotte, I want to thank you very much for coming to speak to us. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. And I'm sure a lot of people will find what you've said useful and contact you.
Hopefully, we hope to hear from some people and hopefully change some children's lives.
Thank you very much.